because the later things go, the more difficult it's going to get for you here. You know, I'm very worried about BLG's comp in that same vein. The Alistar's got a lot of responsibility, and I don't even know he is going to place that ward down. It will just be a trade of crabs here, and about as stock standard of a start as you could ask for. Again, I think this was one of Weibo's more punishable times, and so it's going to be interesting, but Beishwan, potentially looking for something down here, yeah.
Why not? All right, see what you got. Knockup is there. They get on top of Light. The big shielding is there, but the Ignite will burn him down. It's on getting first blood. But Beishwan dies on the other end, and the kill goes to Light.
That's a massive barrier coming in here and then try and get both. But Beishwan definitely choosing to take more of the topside route after that lane swap, and we could potentially just be in for some early fighting.
They know Beishwan's there. They punish him because they had such a good idea that he was there. Good jungle tracking. Here comes the Weaver's Wall trying to cut off Xiaohu, but Xiaohu's going to be able to get over. Knight, where did you throw your Legos? All of a sudden, it's become a 3v3. Xiaohu getting on top and killing Beishwan. Here comes your misfortune to try to help out. Knight dies on the backside, and now Weibo are looking for more. Elk is going to be the main focus here as Xiaohu is able to slide out, flashes after Elk, and gets the second part of the Q with the charm. The cleanse can't save you. It's more kills and a huge win for Weibo Gaming.
What a disastrous play for Billibili. Not only is Beishwan happy to take that. The emotion
coaching staff certainly
there.
Very happy as we're immediately fighting. There's Bin dying on a side lane. That's the Bin I know and yeah, there we go. That's the Bin I know and love here in Split 2. Nice play there from Weibo to keep the pressure up right.
Yeah, if
they want more. Hold on, Seismic Shove went down. They caught Tien. Knight, gonna get a shutdown for that.
Yeah, I mean, that's something back there. Knight getting at least some gold. It's still a very proactive. I think the real question is going to be in a minute 30 when we see those Void Grub spawn, the second spawning of them. You know, whether or not we're going to see BLG feel like they have to full contest to try and send it to make sure they can get that objective, and whether they feel they need to invest a lot. For now, it's just going to be pressure established on the top side and a teleport coming in.
Yep. Bin trying to win the 1v1 against Breathe. The exhaust comes down. Beishwan here potentially saving the day. Wig becomes lightning with the equalizer on top. Breathe will burn. Knight will cherry pick that kill for a second of the game.
Yeah, Knight says, I use my TP. I get the kill. That's how this works, right? But they are able to get that kill paramount at this point, and I think that has to be the priority coming in. We do see a teleport potentially.
Comes Erha, look for Beishwan. Beishwan forced the flash, and all of a sudden, multiple members of Weibo have shown up and turned the tables on BLG as Xiaohu's looking to get close. On trying to keep him out of the fight, but Xiaohu will not be denied. Getting that charm down, just hitting Beishwan with the tip of it, and Weibo Gaming continue to make plays.
And we talked about the proactivity for BLG there. What a counterplay coming in from Weibo. A fantastic.
They gave that up, but they do have a lot of cooldowns.
Yeah, it's interesting. I think this is a great timer to fight. We'll see if they want to take it now.
Just goes for the charm only onto the one target. You can't get any closer, but Tien gets to the back line as well as Breathe. Here comes the bullet time coming out, dealing a lot of damage. And the Pantheon getting low, survives and is able to escape. And Weibo have numbers right now. It's going to be a 3v3 for right now. The equalizer comes down, but Weibo is able to escape from it. Light not half HP getting lower, but Xiaohu out of mana, but does have the Spirit Rush and is able to get a reset, but Bin is overheated and can't close out on a kill, and Weibo Gaming continue to pull away. More kills for Xiaohu.
And that makes these dragon fights even more difficult.
Yeah, even if On gets hit by a Wayward Charm and wants to hold his ultimate, he'll take a lot of damage. And if he wants to use his ultimate, he's going to be useless in the fight. He gets hit by a Wayward Charm, uses his ultimate, goes in. Xiaohu able to ult out, and guess what? They're going to burst down On and take him out. They're going to trade supports here, but Xiaohu with 2 more charges is in hot pursuit, looking for the new player Beishwan. Beishwan will be able to dodge out of that charm as the dragon has been started up by Breathe. BLG need to move their way down. Breathe will pull off.
Yeah, it's actually a pretty nice fight for BLG. I think they see that Erha is overextended on the Rakan and that they're going to be able to capitalize on that. They do have to trade their own support just because he's not tanky enough to engage without, you know, going down. But overall, I think that that's a relatively okay play for them. Knight does have to expend the teleport in order to catch top lane, but stopping the dragon stacking from Weibo is nice, and I think they want to try to contest, but Elk is going to be very late to this play. He will not be here by the time this Herald goes.
Charm doesn't land. On taking a little bit of damage, looking again for Xiaohu. He's got his ultimate up and ready to go. Beishwan with a good ultimate, trying to just keep people away, but Xiaohu is zoning off the backline. Teleports dueling coming in. Beishuan trying to frontline, but he gets taken down. In first is Breathe, but knocked up and immediately bursted out to make it a 4v4. The equalizer doesn't land well. Bin's overheated, flashes the backline, charmed up, gets him low, but can't take him out. Knight's gonna ride the wave to try to make a hero play, and he's able to find one, but that's all he's gonna get. Whereas Tien on the backside in the 1v2 able to win that one.
A very chaotic fight on multiple.
His equalizers have been really, really poor this game. This is a guy who is known for Rumble and Jax, and his Rumble has just not been there. He's getting engaged on the side lane again, overheated, but Xiaohu is going to sprint after him. He's got flash in the back pocket, won't use it. But if his equalizer lands flush in that fight, I mean, BLG are back in this game, and instead, they are continuing to take loss after loss.
It's definitely not what you want to see out of Bin. You want to see him be more consistent, but more fighting in the mid lane.
Right, nothing is there. This is not a fight that you win. On doesn't take any damage. Erha will go down. Comes the Weaver's Wall as well. Now you're going to try to bail out Light. Tien waiting.
Ooh, with the flash.
Light forced the flash away. So BLG making a nice quick play. Only guy who can actually CC him still when he's got the Verdant Barrier. And Beishuan, I mean, Xin Zhao obviously has damage mitigation from his ultimate. He's not a frontliner, though. He's not a champion that frontlines exceptionally well.
But Xiaohu is going top lane to potentially try to make another play on Breathe here.
Why not try to make a play on Bin and take him out? Start getting taken quite low. Does mean that Beishuan does have free reign to start up this dragon. Looks like that will be secured without too much of an issue. Weibo just going to look for a push in the mid lane and on the top side.
Yeah, Dragon much lower priority now that they're splitting one apiece, and so Weibo very happy to just give it over, not going to worry about it too much. They want to try to get as much as they can. That Rift Herald is going to get dropped. The Equalizer will come down. Knight going to try and stabilize here, but this should be on. On?
Oh, he's taken quite low. He's going to be forced to flash away. It's a big engage tool down. Meanwhile, top tier 2 will fall. Some more gold spills into the pockets of Weibo. Now they're looking for Beishuan. He's got to flash away as Tien comes in with the Grand Skyfall. BLG is sprinting. Bin, he's going to show up to this party. Xiaohu is going to start teleporting as well, but guess what? This thing is down. Secured. However, they will have to pick up the flowers, and they won't really be able to. Here we go. Erha on the backside was not accounted for, and interrupts and blows up the play of BLG, and they don't stand a chance on this backside. Knight will fall. On is still alive, but he's the last one, and then he finally falls. What a play from the Weibo support.
And that is a dagger for BLG. What a flank from Erha. We've been talking about the aggressive tendencies of this player, and they were on display there. Man, was he looking for something big, and he found it. Some fantastic follow-up, but that's the kind of creativity that has really elevated this Weibo gaming team, and now when you're looking at that fight, like I said, that might be the nail in the coffin. You're looking at a gigantic gold lead now, almost 10K for Weibo Gaming here at 23 minutes, and I can't imagine things get easier from here on out.
Yeah, the rose petal lead is
really happy to see this team keep playing with the intensity and confidence they have been over the past couple of weeks. You know, sometimes they can be a little bit up and down, but we look at the gold graph here. We don't have time for that.
Yeah, we're going to rip another fight. Here we go. Grand Starfall coming through. Not going to be on the right side of the fight. However, Weibo are more than happy to hold their own. Xiaohu coming through. Dash 1, dash 2. Charm goes down. Lots of big damage on the backside too. Equalizer to try to split the fight, but it's not doing that much damage. Tien dies on the other side though, as Xiaohu could not find his way back in. Still has one charge left. Let's see if he wants a piece of somebody. He'll hold it, and it will expire on. There's a second chance in here. Erha looking for the charm, trying to get to On. Manages to find the Rumble, but been able to escape. And over on the backside, guess who's caught out? It's Breathe, as BLG can breathe a little bit.
What a brilliantly played fight by BLG. Great positioning coming in from them just to get out of the fight. The Equalizer ends up completely splitting the Ahri off, making her a complete non-factor for a majority of when that damage is going down. And then at this point, Breathe is just way too far forward. Doesn't really understand that Knight's on the flank.
Yeah.
And it really ends up affecting the team. It's a good win for BLG. It's well played by them to make sure that they can draw Weibo in with their aggressiveness, but like we said, they're going to have to do it a couple of more times. It's not over just yet.
This team can still punish mistakes. As rough as they've looked, they only lost 6 series all year last year. They have lost way more than that already this year, but 5 individually in Split 2. This is just not the BLG we know and love from 2024, but they still show glimpses at times.
Yeah, and they're going to have to show some here.
Here we go. Starfall coming through. On with the knock up there, but guess who gets blown up? It's Beishuan. Bullet time. Elk's got to cancel it early. On's got to go back in to just try to buy some space. He ends up falling. Light dashing through. Knight is going to go golden with about enough blood in his big toe to keep him upright, and then he finally falls. As Weibo Gaming said, you got the last fight, but we will take the game, as they are looking to death march down, KMN. 5 members strong, a bunch of summoner spells. Elk and Bin, the two that we've said need to step it up, are not going to be able to do so on the Nexus here. And Weibo Gaming take game 1. Very convincing.
What a game responsibilities he had on the Xin Zhao in game number 1, but if you're looking for a way for a potential Weibo Gaming, win here, I think you do have an out in the later part if they want to look for more.
They certainly want to stop him from taking the scrap. Zhao is on his way down. Beishuan will drive this one in. As you said, Knight is there.
Tion's going in.
Turn around to Elk. Elk has to try to get out. Zhao taking a lot of damage. They're in the gravity well. He's bleeding out in the gravity well, and he goes down. Erha's going to be the next target as he's stuck in the pit, and it's a 2-0 for BLG.
And we're not done. Top lane fight here. Ooh, almost a solo kill on the top side, but
to do so. Seeing Tien show up again here for round 2. Looks like BLG have no idea this is happening, so we're going to look to target out. The Karma not able to charge him up against the wall. Elk going to cleanse the handshake. So he will survive with the Erha, taking a turret shot on the back.
And there is the value of the cleanse, so glad he ended up getting value for it if he was going to bring it, but this play's not over. On's
Erha's rooted. Beishuan is here. Light is just going to go in on Elk. Elk going to get big shields, and Beishuan's going to drive Light a little bit closer to the turret. Light not landing the Q, and will go down to Beishuan. That's the feat of warfare for BLG, as they're looking to continue the fight. Tien trying to get away, but he's going to get rooted up. Now Beishuan going to flash on top of him, trying to finish him off. They'll throw a rock at Erha, who will survive. Meanwhile, Bin on the bottom side, dealing with Breathe. Zhao pokes out his head, but thinks better of it.
A really nice exchange for BLG on the top side. Great collapse coming in from Beishuan.
Cruising along so far this game, and why not? As long as he doesn't position himself against the wall, he's not really under any threat to be CC'd. Beishuan going to clean up this dragon, so all the objectives are going to BLG. They're feeling good. They might have turned back the clock to 2024.
It's definitely looking a lot better here at the start, and this is what we wanted to see. We wanted to see them establish pressure. We talked about in draft this team having options. Xiaohu, though.
Yeah, with flash, and it just does not go well. The Arcane Storm is going to burn him away. Tien gets slammed up against the wall. He gets impaled. It's a disaster class here in the mid lane, as Knight will finish him up. No, it's going to be Beishuan who gets credit for that one. Doesn't matter, no matter how way you slice it. It's 2-0, K-Man. I don't know what happened there. It just did not come out right. It looked like very clunky Azir combo there. And not good for Weibo, but good for BLG. If you're a BLG fan, all of a sudden you might be like, Beishuan's our guy. He is really putting on a clinic.
He looks so much more comfortable on the Skarner, and speaking of, we could see another fight here.
Yep, On gets shoved up against the wall, but Beishuan counters in kind. Ezreal coming through, good pullback there. But I don't think he's going to be able to survive. Ezreal will fall. Bin teleporting in. Tien is going to die on the other side, and Light is trapped. He's going to try to skewer Elk as best he can, and he will be able to find the kill with the Rend. At least gets one on the backside, but BLG are dominating.
Yeah, it's at least the perfect game taken off the board.
Takeover goes down. It only hits Beishuan.
Yeah, it's certainly not the fight you draw up if you're Erha.
Picture.
Oh, yeah.
All right, trying to make a play on the Knight here. The turret's going to help out a little bit. On and Beishuan are going to get here. Don't tell me Knight's going to escape. Knight gets out on a damn sliver as Beishuan and On slam the door shut.
And that's the issue with Sion Poppy. They just don't have the damage to kill the Victor at this point. He's able to just walk himself out of this situation that looked pretty disastrous. Breathe now half health under this tower. Just has to watch as these plates go down and more damage gets pumped in. But even the plays that Weibo are looking for aren't working right now because they just don't have the resources to make them work. To play reactionary has been a big positive here. And as we see Beishuan continue to just pressure around the map, I imagine he's just going to be walking down to the dragon. We do see things coming down for both, though.
This didn't work out so well last time for Breathe. And Knight is the one dealing a lot of damage here. Breathe is forced to flash away. Meanwhile, in the mid lane, Xiaohu's just trying to keep himself alive. but he's not going to stand a chance. Throw a rock at him. Ezreal, is he burning away? Does he die? No, he lives. Walks out on a sliver.
Just barely ends up living there. It's a nice play for BLG because it gives them free dragon priority. No Azir means no fighting from Weibo Gaming. So while all of this is happening, Bin is just taking that top tier 1. He's going to be able to secure that. Elk is going to be able to secure that mid tier 1. Dragon's going to be going in favor of BLG. Weibo Gaming are in the area. I just cannot imagine they can try and contest this here.
All right, well, Tien said, well, you know what, K-Man, I don't care. And he's going to get impaled. Here comes Breathe coming through, trying to get in a lot of damage. Teleport coming in from Xiaohu as well. Basewan's kind of stuck, and now he can't get in to the back of the fight as the Dragon is still being done and is secured by Tien. Now the teleport coming in for this Renekton. Going in for the Fate's call. Let's see what Light's going to do. Erha not landing the knockup. Ultimate goes down into Elk, but he dies on the side alone as Ben is going to look to chase down Light, and Light gets caught and is dead, sliced and diced up. Breathe ends up being the last one standing. He slammed into the wall too. BLG descend on Weibo like a pack of wolves and are so far in front, K-Man.
Blanc is already on it, as we can see on our mini-map here, and I don't think that's going to stop soon.
The plays continue to be made here by BLG. Elk just runs right by Breathe. Full control of this map. Erha maybe looking to have a pick onto On. Good flash handshake. You have to try to burst him out here. On trying to stay upright, trying to get back with the rest of his team, and they are able to turn it around as Bin shows up to the party. And he's going to focus out Breathe. The Light has to try to hop away, but the Arcane Storm burning him low. He's got a flash over the wall. Xiaohu trying to do what he can with the Emperor's Divide, but even he will watch his tank fall. Knight on Erha now, chasing him down. Xiaohu in enemy territory. He gets run down too. BLG knocking him down like dominoes. Knight really wants to get this support kill. Really trying to take out some frustrations from the last game. Come on, man, you can do it. Handshake.
Oh, is he gonna get him?
No, surely
not. Is he
not.
getting juked? Is he getting juked? Oh, he's getting juked. Erha?
Oh,
he's out of there.
Knight's like, did he give me the slip? He certainly did.
On's on his way.
Oh, he's sprinting.
Is the karma going to find him?
Oh, no!
Oh, no! You didn't pick the right bush. Era is so much in game number 1, and I think it's coming back to bite them now.
Couldn't agree more, K-Man. Game 1 was Silly Billy Gaming. Game 2, we're back to Billibili Gaming. We'll see how long it lasts, and if we can even get it into Game 3 as Xiaohu puts up the turret to keep himself alive. 1 more minute until this next dragon. Only one apiece for each of these squads. Is Breathe with a big engage. Double knockups are there. The ultimate coming out from Erha as well, but the impale right onto the ultimate. That Chaos Storm, that Arcane Storm, doing so much damage. And it's another fight that BLG win with ease.
Just brutal to watch Weibo take what looks to be like almost a 4v3, and feels like they have the numbers advantage, and feels like they're finally going to be able to start a fight front to back, and then one impale later, and all of a sudden BLG are just wiping the floor with Weibo. They're going to be taking down this inhibitor tower in the mid lane. It doesn't look like they're going to get too much beyond this, but you know, Otacon is up. They're going to be prioritizing that. Dragon is spawning in 12 seconds as well. Everything's going to be up on the map for them to take. Whatever they want to prioritize is on 3 members. Just absolutely gorgeous. It's perfect communication, perfect coordination from BLG, but continue to see more plays. This game's not getting any less aggressive.
All right, Breathe. You took the turret. They have gotten their first turret of the game. Tiana's dead.
Just nothing to do. nothing to say. Oh, Breathe.
Breathe is dead.
Oh, it is getting out of hand.
Light is dead.
Light is
alive.
Dead.
Light is alive. The Light is still here. The Light has gotten snuffed out.
Oh, man. 1-6-1 on the Kalista, 0-4 in Billibili Gaming has returned, and Beishuan looks excellent in terms of playing out from a winning condition. This is the version of him that we saw in Split 1 on Thunder Talk, when he was really doing a lot for that team to upset a team like Billibili Gaming in the group.
Second team All-Pro in Beishuan from Split 1. Yeah, Split 1, say what you want about it and about some of the teams. He showed up, and he has shown up big in this game, 4-0 and 14. As Weibo, we're looking to make a play here. I believe they may have found kill number 2.
And, you know, to take a good moment and say, wow, you finally got one of the shutdowns, you got a kill, and to turn it worse, it went to Renata, which is one of the only champions that can't really function with that at this point in the game. Not that it terribly matters. It's a nice pick from Weibo. I'm glad that they're still looking for opportunities. They haven't completely given up at this point, but even 4v5, I imagine they can still siege down this base relatively easily. We'll see here as they target the bot inhibitor tower now.
Thankfully, Baron hasn't spawned, but oh my god, Tien is just in so much trouble. He's going to pull Breathe with the ultimate. Elk is going to get the kill. Continuing to take the real estate of Weibo, just in their base, having a good time, hitting up these inhibitors. 30 seconds on Tien. It's 5v4. There's just not a whole lot that Weibo can do at this point. So let the inhibitors go down and just hope you don't lose the game off of it. Light said, I've had enough of your bullying, Knight.
Poking back as much as I can. I just want to get something. I want my numbers to go up in that endgame screen, but
He's like, you want some of this? Get yeah, some of this? Huh? Throw some spears.
That's the best you can do at this point, is pad that damage percentage graph. We even see the minions start collapsing on these Nexus turrets, but we see a teleport coming in, a potential flank.
Okay. I like it. Elk and On could be in trouble. Elk. Nice flash, but Elk's splash was better. Xiaohu, very low over on the side, goes down to On. Beishuan taking a lot of damage, but that Arcane Storm will drive away Tien. Breathe dies too. It was a good effort. I respect it. We'll go to game.
I respect Weibo saying, I'm going to die by my hand and not by yours. We're going to make the play that ends up ending the game, but an absolute stomp coming in from BLG, clean.
5, 6, 5, 6, and 5 are the deaths over on the side of Weibo Gaming. I can't remember the here by BLG. I like what they're doing.
Yeah, I love BLG's comp. I think they've set themselves up fantastically. They have multiple different win conditions. You like some rubs. You already mentioned Jackson Yone. We mentioned the Yorick and the Akali, but really being able to establish that side pressure is going to dictate a lot of the tempo of the mid game here. Who's going to have the push? Who's going to be able to rotate to a lot of these plays faster? And right now, I think that that's a good spot. Knight, though, playing really aggressive.
Okay, stun is out. They're going to look for Tien, and they're going to get him. It's going to be first blood for Knight and BLG.
You've got to be able to make that work, and you've got to be able to know your timers on the top side of the map. Ben is going to be a pretty key figure. We see Breathe full engage.
Here we go. Knight's going to get stunned, but Breathe can't see him. Execution gets the job done. Finishing him off with the Q. It's a solo bolo for the golden left hand.
Absolutely. They're going to need to probably just hope they can scale up. Again, these 5v5s might favor them because BLG's not really built for it, but we could also see some side lane action.
From that bottom side, BLG took Dragon, splitting them at one apiece. Meanwhile, the Rift Herald has been started. Wave shoved top side as Knight will join the team. Erha lying in wait. Elk still trying to link up. He's on a ward.
Who's not here yet.
This is, I mean, Weibo Gaming, they have to pull the trigger at some point soon. Here comes the teleport coming in. Tien wants to go in. Erha's engage got stopped. His Herald is getting very low. They're going to turn on it and take it down. Now has the fight going to shake out. Erha gets engaged on. He's going to go down. Knight trying to get onto Tien. Tien's got to get away. Fate Sealed landing. Doing big damage from Xiaohu. Breathe's got to flash away, but Knight wants a little bit more. Tien trying to get onto Bin. Bin below half HP. He's got to flash away, but he's going to fall, and Elk gets knocked down too. Billibili get the Herald. No, yes, they do. They get the Herald, but Weibo Gaming
changing ult on the Yone there to completely change the complexion here. Not only are they able to pick up this fight, we can see in picture they're able to pick up the Dragon as well, start stacking those up. I know it's a little bit delayed, but definitely could still be a win condition, and all of a sudden, a game that looked pretty in favor of BLG is a lot more even than we thought.
All that Surf Tail is going to get dropped in the mid lane. Nobody's going to ride it in, though, so we're not going to see Twitch chat show up in this game. This Herald will just be used. Well, BLG certainly eyeing up this turret to give all that gold over to Knight. Xiaohu is not going to be able to trade on the bottom side, at least for now. With Tien there, maybe he will.
Yeah, it looks like he's going to be able to pick it up, but the gold has definitely gotten a lot closer, and a lot of that is deceptively on Light, and I think that that's going to be a big turning point. This Varus is going to be a little bit scary to deal with, but a fight breaking out. Teleport.
Tien's got to try to get out of there. One more auto attack will mark him and kill him. Stroll trying to get away. This slows him up. Knight does not land his E, but he will be able to find a way in and find the kill anyway. BLG get the pick.
Proactive move by BLG, but an overextension by Weibo, and there could be more.
Beishwan just wanted his proc, but maybe they want to get more. Elk
Era Xiaohu
definitely dodging out there. Xiaohu's going to have to snap back. Tagged up here is Light. Stunned with the Fade Sealed coming down, able to get the kill. Elk with a good spell shield, but now he's stuck. I don't think he's going to be able to trade with Erha either. And down goes BLG, a double kill for Xiaohu. He's big. Rift here. See if BLG are going to be able to secure it.
Xiaohu won't be here.
7,000 HP, and nobody's going to be around. I think Weibo decided we were a little bit too out of position for that one. BLG going to get this Otacon, going to get the fall.
Disadvantages, and so it's going to be up to him, in my opinion, to really separate this Billibili comp moving forward, because I'm not sure that BLG staring down the barrel of a 4v4 or 5v5 are in a great spot.
Second dragon for BLG. I have 4 guys down here, but here comes Xiaohu and Light. They are really going to force this false life buff to try to take a bottom tier 2. This is a smart move from BLG. It's a little while to get done. The Scrying Orb was used, so Weibo going to play much more aggressively on this top side here. Seeing multiple members over. The ping's already going.
That should let BLG back off a little bit. It's going to give Weibo a bit more.
Here we go. He's going to pop the ultimate mid. All right, Elk trying to get in front. He will block with the spell shield. He's got to try to get away. Health bar's going down as Ben gets engaged on. He's ignited, but he lives. Knight wants to get in. Breathe this gold in the middle of the team. Xiaohu dies on the backside. Breathe is tagged with permafrost, and he is stunned, and he is down. A double kill for Knight. Pings onto the Baron for BLG.
Well, it gives so much time for Knight to be able to dive the backline and completely blow up the damage dealers, most notably Xiaohu on the side of Weibo, who's never really able to actually get it.
Excellently there, just being patient, not looking for anything too crazy on this Sejuani. Sometimes wayward engages happen, and that's where things go wrong. Speaking of which, they're going to land the knock-up, they're going to CC lock him down, but Light stays alive, but he's forced to flash away. Here come the Roots, but guess who goes down? It's Erha. You got some health bars, but that's about it. Knight ready to go in. Tien will fall. Xiaohu Fate Sealed. He's going to snap back, but Knight killed your 80 carry, and Knight's killing some more. He's got a triple kill. The golden left hand of the LPL, and Elk with the ace on top of it. Came in. BLG are so back, baby!
We are back. Billibili Gaming is here. This is the World Finals difference. They step up when it matters the most. They win the crucial fights, and they're taking the series.
A fantastic end. BLG.